Hello. So we're looking at Kevin Can F Himself, Season 1, Episode 6, from the point of view of it being set in Worcester. The first scene in here is set way out in Braintree, but to be fair, Patty and Allison are out shopping for some sort of furniture present for Kevin, who has his birthday coming up. It's his 36th birthday. So we can say that maybe they drove all the way out to Braintree because they thought that was going to have the best bargains for what they were shopping for. And you might think that this is a fake furniture gallery sign because it's so generic, but that is actually what the sign says on this building. And as they're walking along, it's going to be a dead restaurant next to it, and that is now an actual restaurant. And then the parking garage is off to the right. So just in a second, we'll see a couple shots of what it looks like in real life. So there's what it looks like in real life. It really just says Furniture Gallery and it has the same sort of signs. That's the next building over, which is the 99 restaurant and pub that they were just walking, and then across the street is the parking garage. So that's exactly where they were. So as much as I can pick on them sometimes for having things that should be set in Worcester, and certainly there's a lot of furniture stores in Worcester, you could say that they went out here because they thought there were special deals and they just wanted to go on a road trip and all that other kind of stuff. So I think it's fine that they went out to go Braintree looking for some sort of bargain to try to find this recliner for a birthday present for Kevin. Now the problem is that all the scenes that are going to happen next, which involve the birthday party for Kevin at a traditional restaurant, the basement bar, which is where Patty's meeting up with a bunch of cops, and then the right next door kids playground, which is where Kevin's going to be meeting with Neil, are supposed to all be in Worcester. But it looks like they're all in Quincy, and the bar part is definitely at the Common Market restaurants. You can see it over there on the far right. And I'm not sure where the other two are. The other two could be sets or they could be actual locations, probably around that same area, but they're definitely not near Worcester. So this is the formal restaurant place, and they're saying that it's the best place in Worcester. Worcester has some really amazing steakhouses and Italian restaurants and all sorts of other things. So this is definitely not the best that Worcester can offer. So I'm not even sure where that restaurant is. This is the basement, and this is definitely the Common Market in Quincy that we were talking about. And this is supposedly in the basement of the previous restaurant we just saw where Patty's meeting up with the cops and attending this cop function. She didn't realize it, but that's what ended up happening there. And then right next door is supposed to be this kids zone, but I really think that this is some sort of a set and not an actual location. And we do have a Chuck E. Cheese and stuff in Worcester, so they could have used it, but I understand them wanting to do a Tricky Ricky's Fun Zone instead of an actual location. The two main local references is we've got Sean Avery, who was with the New York Rangers, which they hate, and it causes this big deal here. And then as part of that, then we end up getting a Celtics player in here too. And those are the only two things even remotely related to Worcester in here because they're all wearing different kinds of clothing. So there aren't even any Worcester t-shirts or Worcester locations or Worcester anything else. So as much as I picked on previous episodes for only having Worcester t-shirts in them, as if everyone in Worcester always wears Worcester t-shirts, here they didn't even have that. Now in a previous episode they had this cool Kevin Hart banner, and I really like that in a super short transition, if you're watching very closely as they're going from scene to scene here, you're going to see hanging on the side of the house the same banner. And then we just get a couple more shots of the outside of the restaurant, and I'm hoping to try to track this down. It could be a church hall, but I am not sure. So those are all the references we get to Worcester, Massachusetts. I suppose there's Worcester cops in Worcester cop jackets, and you've got a Boston reference and a New York Rangers reference, but other than that, there's pretty much nothing at all, even remotely referencing Worcester, and the restaurants that they go to and the bars are generic and not near Worcester. So I'll see what episode 7 has in store. We'll have to go forward with this.